Hey guys, it's Spoonie, and as you can see, I picked up a bunch of new books and stuff. If you follow my channel, you might notice that I grab a lot of stuff from the dollar store. You can actually find a lot of really good, sometimes pricey books for cheap. Anyways, I got this at two different locations. Everything here is from one, and these are from another one. And before I even get into the books, this isn't a book, but I just thought this was awesome. So it's a collectible wood art kit of the Songbird from the game BioShock Infinite, which is an awesome game if you haven't played it. Um, I recommend you do so. And as you can see here through the packaging and better on the back there, um, what it is they're sheets of wood that have laser etched pieces. So you punch them out, you assemble them, you get the Songbird, and then you can paint it however you want. Now, at the dollar store before, I think I've seen the Eiffel Tower. There's an owl there, T Rex, shark, spider, and something I would love to find is the Big Daddy from Bioshock, the original one and the second one. If you've ever seen any of these, let me know. So, perhaps if I can actually put this together without breaking it, I will make a video on that. And next, I'll just show off this little mini book here, Wonder Woman The Complete Covers Volume 2. There are 3 in total that they published. They also did 3 volumes of Batman The Complete. I've seen this publisher, Insight Editions. I've seen their stuff at the dollar store before. They did some Harley Quinn book, about the same size. That's their specialty. And it just was full of a bunch of different Harley stuff. But this actually is every cover, as you can see, from number 301 all the way through to just before the New 52 revamp. Now, going through this, I was surprised by how many awesome covers Wonder Woman actually has over the years. I kind of wish that you could get better detail or larger image on some of this stuff. But it makes sense because you've had some great talent work on the book over the years. Anyways, this was only like $2 or $2.50 or something. As you can see, even the crossover stuff. And I think they collect the Zero issue and the DC 1 million in here, as well as every annual. Anyways, Wonder Woman's had a lot of great artists over the years, so it makes sense that there's some really cool covers here. And yeah, this was a neat find. I would definitely. I almost missed it because it's so tiny. It would be cool if I could find more of these, or especially some of the Batman ones. Now, as you can see here, we've got another Eagle Moss collection. So if you are familiar with that, you know that they're basically a UK publisher or a UK distributor that republishes DC Comics. They have 2 lines. One is where it's just general DC Universe, and the other one is Batman, specifically Batman in chronological order. Not in printing, but in terms of storytelling. So it'd start with year 0, then go to year 1. And the spine here, you can see it's meant to be displayed as collection. You got part of Captain Marvel, or Shazam, and Green Arrow there. And this one collects the miniseries Legends, issue number 1 through 6. And for some reason, Firestorm Volume 1, number 1. Legends was a cool series. I actually have the original trade of this. Basically, after Crisis on Infinite Earths, where sort of the DC universe, or the DC multiverse, was condensed down to a single universe, they took this as an opportunity to introduce some of the characters that they had acquired from publishers they had bought. So they purchased the Charlton characters, who Grant Morrison sort of copied to use for Watchmen. He was specifically told not to use the Charlton characters because it would put them in a way that they can't, like, they wouldn't be able to recover from. But this is a way of sort of incorporating all these new characters into the DC universe. Another thing that's significant about this is the fact that we see here the origins of the Suicide Squad. This is kind of where they start. This is also the sort of origin story or how they get together for the 1980s Justice League, which, if you're familiar, was more about kind of like comedy and personal drama than it was like fighting aliens or having serious type of threats, at least at the beginning. Very timely reference there. You got Ronald Reagan as president. So yeah, there you can see the Suicide Squad coming together. You got Blockbuster, Captain Boomerang, and I think that's the Enchantress. And oh yeah, so everybody has to band together to stop Darkseid, who's trying to take over the Earth. And this establishes Darkseid as a kind of threat for the entire DC universe, and not as just some guy for Superman to fight. And so yeah, you got three big things happening within this series. It's really cool. I've talked enough about this. If you see this one or the original trade, pick it up because it's great. Now, the next bunch of books, you can see they're all published by a company called Capstone. Now, apparently, they're like a printing division. They're a subsidiary of a mining corporation, apparently. That aside, you'll see there's a bunch of these. These were all published as single issue comic books back in the early 2000s when DC was doing books for all their animated series. And these are meant for libraries because it says here reinforced library binding, but because they add stuff to the issues as well. Not add to the issues, but there's supplementals at the end of the book. Oh, I forgot to mention, all of these things have a really humorous summary. So you can see here it was originally published as The Batman Strikes #3. And summary, in this adventure starring the Joker, criminals are getting caught, then disappearing. But where? When the Joker plays police officer, it's outlaw and disorder for Gotham City and Batman. So yeah, these are just reprints of stuff that published more than a decade ago. I don't know. These were printed in 2014, it said. So yeah, about a decade before. And like I said, they're single issue, so 32 pages or whatever it is. I don't know how long these things actually were. Don't remember reading much of them. So after the issue, okay, that's where it ends. Now here's where the sort of capstone library stuff comes into play. So creators, a little bit of information on the different writers, artists, inkers. Here's a glossary of new terms that might be new to you as a young reader, like concussion, an injury to the brain caused by head trauma, dedicated, determined, generosity, lame, weak or unconvincing. And they have other things in here too. As you can see, visual questions and prompts. So from one of the pages of the book, and then we can see here, in order to show that the Joker is singing in these panels, the artists indicate music notes next to the text. What are some other ways they could have shown that the Joker was singing? And I think it's just supposed to invite conversation amongst like students and stuff like that. Like, oh, maybe he could have been holding a microphone or whatever. And so there's a few little different creative exercises. Read them all. So as you can see, here's the other ones in the Batman Strikes. I don't know which issues they correspond to individually. Clutches the Penguin, Bane and Rampage, Going Batty, and Joker's Wild. Now, these are from the Batman Strikes. I didn't really care for the designs of the characters on this show. Joker was like Rastafarian. Bane, I don't even know. Is he even supposed to be human there? Batman Strikes. As you can see here, I got another book, Batman Adventures, Need to Know. Now, this one is written by Ty Templeton and Dan Slott. This is before he sort of made it big writing She-Hulk and Spider-Man. This is when he was just mostly writing comic adaptations of different things. So yeah, this is from Batman Adventures #4, which I'm not familiar with. I think this was just based off the animated series Batman. Yeah, I mean, if you see the character designs there, 100%. based off the Robin. This is from that last season or two when they brought in Tim Drake as Robin. And you've got, oh, next issue, Deadshot. So you got usual thing, info on the creators, glossary of words that you might not know, Batman glossary for characters and terms in the Batman stuff, more creative exercises, and then a preview of some other stuff. Okay, here's another Batman Adventures book. It's based off the Mask of the Phantasm, the theatrical release for the animated series Batman. This is not an adaptation, though, because I don't think Batgirl was in the movie. Dan Slott, again, writing. And yeah, this definitely looks like it's based off of the later season in terms of the style of Batgirl, and if Robin's in here too. Also, the Phantasm looks a little bit different than in the movie, but that's fine. I mean, it's not a direct adaptation. And then other books in the series. So there's the Harley Quinn one. Playing with Matches. That might actually be cool if he's going undercover as Matches Malone. So we'll check out the Superman Adventures book next. And you can see there's a lot of the classic villains from the animated series, and is written by Paul Dini, who obviously one of the big creators on the Batman animated series and the spin-off. I actually do have this issue. They had collected it in the 2000s into these little like mini digest size things that had like the first 6 issues. There's a bunch for the Teen Titans as well. They're discontinued, I think, just because they didn't sell well enough. And then here's your creator info, your terms for just in general, and Superman, creative exercises, buy more stuff. Green Lantern, the animated series. I don't know if you guys ever saw this. It was really good. It was Hal Jordan teamed up with a original character created for the show, who was a Red Lantern, and they kind of had to work together to get back home. So it says originally published and single magazine as Green Lantern, the animated series number 0, which means that this is a sort of prequel to the very first episode of the show. And what's the summary? The Green Lanterns, an intergalactic police force, wield powerful rings. What happens when Hal Jordan and Kilowog find one of these rings abandoned in space? Has one of their comrades fallen, or is something even more sinister happening? Has they been betrayed? You have to read it to find out, or watch the show. The show only lasted 1 season. I don't think I saw the whole thing, but just the fact that they were introducing like the Red Lanterns and the other corps. I think the Blue Lanterns were in the show as well. It could have gone cool places if it lasted long enough. It was kind of set in that Paul Dini universe of the animated series and stuff. Got a bunch of different Teen Titans Go books here. Beast Boy Who Cried Wolf. Now, this is based off the Teen Titans Go, which I never got into. I really liked the original Teen Titans show, and I'm sad that this is the one that seems to be the more popular one. I have not seen the Young Justice show, The Outsiders or whatever, but I've heard it's good. So, My Little Mustache and Family Plan. I don't think I want to know. Yeah, the art looks entertaining. It's probably like a good read for kids. Starstruck and No Jacket Required, which again, the art looks cool. Considering these are single issues, I'll probably blaze through them, and unless you guys want to see it, I won't bother doing videos for them. Next are these superpower books, and if you look at the spines here, 1, 2, 4, 5. This was actually a 6-issue miniseries that DC put out. And so they've collected all 6 issues as hardcover books. Unfortunately, as you can see, I'm missing 2 of them. So it got this style that kind of looks like it was drawn with a crayon or something like that, very simple. And the writing is not too dissimilar, but that's not a bad thing. Like sometimes it's fun to just have like silly book with some of these weird characters. So issue 1, issue 2 with look, they're bringing in the composite Superman, Batman. Issue 4 with Black Manta, and that's probably Starro up there. And then issue 5, which is looks like they brought in more characters: Hawkman, Firestorm, the Jason Rush Firestorm, and they're fighting. I'm guessing it's the composite Superman again. And the last thing I picked up is something that I've actually seen there before for a while. Never really felt all that keen on getting it, but because they had all this other stuff, I figured why not. This is a adaptation of the Supergirl TV show, the CW show, part of the Arrowverse. I really shouldn't say adaptation because it's not like they're covering the storylines. Um, but it is sort of like a side spin-off story or something like that. It is the first 6 issues, and I'm guessing that it complements the show without directly adding anything new or substantial to the lore. So that's it. Like I said, if I have it in me to make that songbird without breaking it, I'll try to do a video for that. Otherwise, make sure you guys check your local dollar stores, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.